The developers did not share everything they changed with the most recent Hogwarts Legacy update. Yes, we got another nerf for a tactic some people were doing. Some positive secret changes as well, and way more. Of course, if you at any point liked the video, then leaving a like would really help me out. Subscribe for more Hogwarts Legacy content, and let's go. Let's start with one that you maybe already noticed while playing. This was not in the patch notes, but community manager Chandler Wood shared it after the update went live, noting that they reduced the frequency of Ignatia Wildsmith's lines, a significant reduction. So while travel is definitely more convenient with Floo powder, you won't have to hear about it constantly. It felt, of course, as if every time you would fast travel, the Floo lady would repeat one of her like 5 lines. Even during my preview session before the game's release, I could already see that this is going to get annoying over time. The Reddit is full of memes, and on PC we already had a mod for some time that would completely silence her, but now having this change on every platform is great. Like first, before the patch, every time you would load into the game, you would hear a line. And then also when you would fast travel, do an activity, fast travel away, you would hear her talk again. But now after the patch, I rarely hear her lines, which is really good. Now another big one is something we discovered while trying a tactic that we first wanted to include in our new things you did not know about video. I will leave a link to that one in the video description for if you haven't checked it out yet. It has to do with the trolls that especially early on in the game can of course be a challenge because of the large health pool. Well, there was a tactic after you unlock your broom where you could instantly kill that enemy and still get the XP. You already kind of saw it, but the whole tactic is that you want to get their attention first, and then the moment they start charging you for their melee attack, you want to hop on your broom and then lead them towards the highest nearby ledge. The troll will just be focused on you, he will keep running and won't realize he's falling to his death until it's already too late, instantly taking him out. So sure, this only works when there's a high ledge nearby, but still, it's a very easy way to get rid of one of the most powerful enemies early on in the game. But yeah, it's a secret changes video. Maybe you already guessed it, but with the most recent update, they nerfed this tactic. Now the trolls, when they charge down a ledge, will not take any fall damage at all. So they will just survive it like nothing happened. Like even from higher falls, they will just stay alive and sometimes remain in small places that they're not supposed to be in. And this creates these awkward situations where they just remain stuck, but you can still battle them. They cannot hit you, but you can still hit them. Sure, it was totally a cheese tactic to lure them down a hill, but I'm not sure if removing their fall damage is the right solution. This luring the trolls to their death tactic was by the way found by Muax03, link to their channel will be in the video description, but we now found a way to pull this tactic off even after installing the patch. The trolls namely still die from being lured into the water. Like when you normally encounter a troll, even if it's a river troll, they don't want to swim, so won't follow you into the water. But if they charge off the ledge into a lake, they will instantly die from the water because that still gives them fall damage. So this tactic is still possible in this location over here on the map. You can also do it over here, and there are actually 2 trolls here that you can lure into the water and kill. This is totally my favorite spot where you can still do this tactic, but also one of the only spots that still work. Again, they did not communicate about it at all in the patch notes that they were removing fall damage for the trolls. Now, a more welcome secret change is in regards to the flying on your broom. Tyrone noted in the comments under our previous update video that there were secret changes to the broom where it feels much smoother and the camera movement with the right stick does not change your direction so drastically anymore. And yes, this is true, especially the right stick change is very noticeable as you can now more easily look around without turning your broom all the way as well. Like you see a pretty significant difference when I put the before and after each other, giving you more control after flying now after this update. And many people noting in the comments as well that this is great for popping the balloons in the open world. I already got all of them, but we went back to an older save, and yes indeed, you can now hold your broom way more steady to easily hit the 5 balloons to complete the challenge. So a really great secret change for sure. And speaking of the broom, yes, you can of course use it to cheat the Merlin trials where you otherwise have to jump jump between the platforms. This is way faster and way easier. But I've seen this comment a couple of times now that it would not work anymore after this recent update. But we tried it and it's not the case. It seems like people think this because there's one Merlin trial over here on the map where you might think that this tactic doesn't work at first. So nothing is wrong at the start, but then when you reach the final platforms, you will not be able to complete the mission because there's one underwater with a barrel on top. So you can easily reach it if you just do it the legit way, but this trial is still possible with your broom, as you see right here, and then at one point you will reach that platform that is underwater, just to float above it, and it should still trigger. You will then also, of course, see the XP and the fact that you completed the puzzle. So I still think it's possible to do every Merlin trial like this, and it has not changed with this update. And maybe you missed it, but we did a full update video on everything they changed and added. I will leave a link to that video in the video description, with the biggest thing being a nerf for the cursed barrel tactic, where if you would put cursed marks on an enemy with the upgraded Crucio and blood curse talent, and then turn one enemy into an explosive barrel, throw it away, you would have all the cursed targets die. But now after the update, when you throw that barrel, only the enemy in the barrel will die, while the cursed enemies will just stay alive like nothing happened. Although just like with that troll nerf, you can still pull this barrel tactic off by doing it slightly different. In this case, destroying the red barrel you created with the upgraded transformation spell. And using the basic shots is still a very easy way to pull this off, but we now also learned that damage spells like following up with a Bombarda can trigger this chain immediately as well to kill all the cursed enemies, and in this case complete the wave in the arena. Confringo is very nice for this too, as it's something that instantly blows up the barrel, so also all the cursed enemies. You can also do it with Incendio, although the explosion might be a bit delayed. The barrel will start burning first and then eventually blow up. Like, the thing is that you have to destroy it with direct damage, using the pulso to push the barrel away so it breaks against a wall does not work. So good to keep that in mind, and then you're still able to do this barrel tactic. Unless they, of course, nerf it in the future. I will keep you posted. And again, if you found anything, don't let me know in the comments down below. I will try most of them, especially if I see multiple separate comments talking about the same thing. Like, we got Victoria here, who noted that you can walk a bit faster when using the disillusionment spell. So this should have happened after the updates, but when putting before and after footage next to each other, we see that nothing has changed. It's still the exact same, although if you unlock the talent in the stealth section, you can of course sprint while being cloaked. So that is of course a way to make it a bit faster with this charm. Again, so if you got anything, let me know. Subscribe for more Hogwarts Legacy videos like this, and check out the previous video with new things you probably did not know. I want to make a bet. I think that you probably did not know at least 3 things in that video. So check it out if you haven't already. A like would of course be awesome, and I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.